Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Lost in Thoughts. I almost spilled my coffee while saying that. I tried not being vocal with my hands, but it happened anyway, and I almost spilled coffee. It's funny because I'm always so good with not spilling coffee. I can drink it in bed, I can drink it literally wherever. But when I'm wearing white, it's like, it's just prone to happen. It's just like, it's gonna happen. Today, we have the natural sunlight. Normally, my lights are on and my blackout curtains are shut. But today, I kept them open, feeling like I need some natural light. I feel like when I'm in my room for a ridiculous amount of time, it's good to open up the curtains and just let some natural light shine in. So that's what we're feeling today. Allergies are still kicking my ass. I don't know why. It's just a thing that's happening. I just have to accept that I'm just gonna sound like a nasal idiot for the rest of my life. This is how we're gonna sound now. Um, Today I wanted to talk about something that I just found out last night, and I could not sleep all last night because of this one event that happened. From the time that I'm actually recording this video, I believe it was like 7 days ago, but there was a meteor and it was about to hit us. And it was super close to us without us even knowing. I think by the time we actually found out what that was and like how close it was to us, that it was a meteor, I'm pretty sure we could, like, if we blew it up, it would just scatter all over the earth and not just hit in one spot. Like, I think it was a lose-lose situation regardless, and that was like when we found out. It was like, oh shit, look, that's gonna hit us. Luckily, it missed, but it was supposed, and I'm saying supposedly, and they say, just because I heard about it on a podcast that I was watching, and I also I read briefly about it in an article because it was mind blowing to me that where I could have gone to sleep one night and just wake up, I guess, and not wake up. I could go to sleep one night and just not wake up. That freaked me out a little bit. I mean, that could happen to literally anyone at any time nowadays, but it's just crazy to think that we could have been wiped out by a meteor. I told my dad this earlier today, and he looked at me like I had 7 heads. He didn't understand why I thought it was scary. He was just like, nah, it wouldn't have happened. Like, nah, we're fine. And if he said if he were to go to sleep and not wake up the next morning, he wouldn't even know what happened. So, like, why does it matter? And I'm like, dude, like, what do you mean? Like, if we die and we don't have a tomorrow, like, that's scary. Like, would you do anything differently today if we didn't have tomorrow? And he was like, nah, I wouldn't really know because I wouldn't be here tomorrow. I'm like, that's a point, but God, it's so sad. Like, you don't think like that. You gotta think more like, live every day like it's your last type thing, you know? Back to this meteor. I think they were saying that it was 475 feet, meters, something. I don't really know if it was I think it was feet, but like anything bigger would be even more scary. I think they said it was 457 feet wide. It was traveling 54,000 miles per hour, and that it was 20% closer to the Earth than the moon actually is to us. They were saying it was 45,000 miles away from like hitting us, which, if you think about it, 45,000 miles going straight up, that's not that far. That's really far, but like, it's not that far. That's so scary. And it just got me thinking, like, damn, like, what if we didn't wake up tomorrow? That's something that now just like obviously that was a thought that came into my head before, but I guess after hearing this meteor, which even if it were to hit us, like my dad was saying that it would the atmosphere would break it apart and it would like not hit us as a whole huge thing. Because another one of my fears is that while you hit this big meteor just coming in, hitting Earth, what if it hits Earth so hard that it knocks us out of orbit? And you just have Earth floating in space. And we're just like still living, but like floating. I guess we wouldn't be living if like the Earth got hit that hard. Still stayed like whole, but just floating in space. Obviously, well, I don't think we could live. But that was just in my head. Like, what if you just looked up and we were just in space? Like, there was no blue skies because there was no sun. I guess there was no sun. There's no nothing. If you just looked up and there were just stars and other universes, like I don't know. That's just, like I said, I take things for the worst. So if I hear that we almost get hit by a meteor, I think we're gonna get knocked out of orbit and just lost in space. You know? And like, I don't know. But realistically, I guess we wouldn't, like, nothing would have happened. It probably would have taken out like a city, which is still frightening. But what if you went to sleep and you never woke up? Like, if you knew that you weren't gonna wake up the next day and that today was your last day, would you do anything different? Would you change your course of actions if you knew you weren't gonna wake up the next day? That, I don't know. Cause my answer is like, yeah, I wouldn't go to work. Like, I would just, I don't know what I would do. What would I do today if I knew I wasn't going to wake up tomorrow? See, I don't know, because for me, I would just continue doing what I'm doing now. Like, I guess I wouldn't change anything. Yeah, I wouldn't go to work tonight, but I would just still be making videos, still be streaming, still be playing video games. Like, that's where my passion is. I guess that's how you know how passionate you are for something, or how much you love doing something. Because if I weren't going to wake up tomorrow, I don't think I would change what I do daily. I would wish that I didn't procrastinate so much making videos, or like I wish that I had started this and started being consistent with this 5 years ago. But where I'm headed now, I feel like there's only going up, and I don't think I would change anything. It would be sad because there's so much that I want to do that is impossible to do in one day. So leave a comment down below. What would you change in your life? Or what would you do if you weren't going to have tomorrow to live? But let me know down in the comments below what you would do differently, or if you would change what you're doing. That's interesting, because I'm truly curious. Because I didn't actually realize that I would not change what I'm doing. I would just be very sad because I wouldn't be able to get what I wanted to complete and accomplish with my life done. Anyway, this is going to be a shorter video. I just wanted to talk about this topic because it's some food for thought. It's definitely food for thought, because if you truly think about it, you shouldn't want to do anything differently with your life. But it puts you in perspective truly how you feel about how you're living your life. If you're living with regrets, then you gotta change it. You gotta just live your best life. Live like there's no tomorrow. And I actually understand the saying now. Been thinking about it. I've always heard that, but I never actually thought about it. So yeah, today that was all I really wanted to discuss. I just thought it was crazy, and I wanted to sit down and make this video real quick. With that said, let me know what you would do, or are you living your life like there's no tomorrow? Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. Tweet at me at @LATpodcast_. If you have a topic, you can tweet #LITtopics, and I will pick at the topics and possibly make a video on it in the future, depending on how good of a conversation I can hold with the topic. Subscribe if you're new. This is a very short video, but I hope you enjoyed nonetheless. Click the little notification bell, notification thing, the whatever it is, to get notifications whenever I post a new video, and I will see you guys next week. Goodbye.
I got too many hoes, they're all losing their clothes. I keep too many poles, niggas strapped up like Rambo, moving these packs out the back door. For my little bag, I go to war, fuck all designers, fuck all your Prada. I've been boycotting the Gucci store.